Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra side helping of pan-fried pork chops, mashed potatoes, and well, heck, corn. Corn's always good. How's that? Sounds good to me. With me, as always, is Irate Bear. Say hello, Bear.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're well.
And checking in with us today is the Ranting Monkey.
Hey guys, hope you've been well.
Yeah, hope everybody's had a good couple of days since the last stream. How you two been?
I'll let Mikey go first.
Oh, not worth talking about. Bear, how you been?
I've been okay, thank you very much. Oh wow, okay. You want to change that shit, Monkey?
We'll talk off air.
Okay. Yeah, they're trying to figure out Monkey's OBS settings, folks. This was going on behind the scenes, and then time ran out, and I said, "We got to get started."
But yeah, hello everybody. I've been fine, Mr. Wang, as it is. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. A bit of a busy boy myself. But yeah, how are you?
Other than trying to burn myself down pre-stream,
Burn it all down.
That's right, burn it to the ground. I'm doing okay. You know, I'm doing okay.
Sean, that's racist. All right, there's no need for that. I didn't say anything bad to you. Come on.
Hey, Diesel Dave, glad to see you back. We talked a little bit the other day on Monkey's chat, and was glad to see you, mate. I've been worried about you. Hadn't seen you. No, doing all right, doing okay. You know, trying to figure out what I'm going to do now that they've said that I can't have my disability. Of course, you know, I have 6 months to reapply for it and everything, but I'm not holding my breath with that. Not in my state.
Yeah. I think you still should.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm going to take every opportunity I can to, you know, available to me. I was down at my local tobacco store. You know, you and I, Bear, talked about, I thought I might apply there because it looked like something that I could physically do. Didn't look like there was too much heavy lifting or anything involved. And as luck would have it, they just hired someone. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm in and out here all the time. You all know me. So I'll just keep checking with you.
You could get J-Kid to go around there and kneecap the new hire.
Well, I think they didn't announce her, but she was not a familiar face to me, and she was kind of hanging over the lady checking me out. So
yeah.
Mama Minnie out in the chat. Hey baby. Hey baby.
My sister from another mister.
Yeah. Batman, thank you for the donation. Hi Bloodwing. Hey Monkey. Hey Pirate Bear.
Hello, Batman. How you doing, man?
Shut up, you bloody fat lip Geordie bastard.
Yeah. So, yep, other than just normal stuff, I'm doing good.
Sean, there's no need for sarcasm as well, like insult to injury. Come on. I thought we were buddies. Damn. Oh, dear. So what's been going on today then, gentlemen? What's been happening? I'm sure there's been some cancer on the internet.
Yeah. Well, there always is, isn't there?
I've been a good boy. I haven't done anything.
I don't believe you.
That's because that's a lie. The Supreme Court made a decision today, and I may have expressed my agreeance with them in a way that was insulting to atheists.
Oh, no.
I seen that. Yeah.
I do like to fire shots at the atheists, you know.
About the monument. Where was it? Was it in Delaware or Maine? Somewhere up in there.
Yeah. I want to say Delaware. I can't remember. It's like Bladensburg or something like that is the name of the town. It's a giant cross, Bear. And it was erected 92 years ago to commemorate 42 men who died from that town in World War I.
Yeah.
50 years ago, it was built on private land. 50 years ago, the state took it over, and it's actually become a war memorial park. They have that's the World War I memorial part of it. There's a World War II. A combined Korea and Vietnam one. There's even one for the War of 1812. So they have all of these monuments in there.
Okay.
And some atheists decided, oh, it's a giant cross. It offends me so deeply, it needs to go.
Yeah.
And
Oh no.
the Supreme Court told them to get bent.
Yeah, and of course,
And
the whole separation of church and state argument's been getting brought up.
So shut up. You go to any, well, a lot of like graveyards or even veteran, graveyards and memorial sites. There's loads of headstones that are shaped like crosses.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to knock them over, are we?
Yeah, I would agree with them if it was a religious thing, which it's not. It's a memorial to soldiers who died.
Yeah, it's not like they're holding state-sponsored ceremonies there to honor Jesus.
Who were probably Christian themselves. All of them
Yeah.
probably were.
Probably.
Yeah.
I read the decision because I actually do that when I talk about Supreme Court cases. And I just pointed out, this is the kind of stuff that makes people hate atheists. Because that cross was hurting nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody was actually fucking offended as they drove by and go, oh my God, where's my pearls? I need to clutch. It was just them being dicks. Like, no, we got to get rid of it. It's a giant cross. Got to get rid of it.
It's a fat neck beard. Sorry, go on.
Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. He says the Peace Cross is just outside of DC in Maryland. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what it's the Peace Cross. And they wanted it to either have the arms broken off or the whole thing torn down or removed.
Oh my God.
And like, there's no need for that. You're just being assholes for the sake of being assholes. And of course, the comments I'm getting back are my favorite. You'd feel different if there was Muslim statues. Here's a little fact for you guys that you probably do not know this. In the Supreme Court chamber where they hear these cases, there is a depiction of Muhammad. Yep. There's a carving of him holding a sword and a Quran. You know how many times I've taken that to court? None.
Yep.
Because the reason he's in there, all of the things that there's, I forget what they're called. There's some Frenchy name for it, but it's like murals basically of these carvings of people or ideas, like representations of justice, for instance, that are where laws come from and our ideas of law. And whether you guys like it or not, Muhammad is part of that.
Yep.
So that's why he's represented there. It's not because that's the Supreme Court going, yay, Islam. It's not. And frescoes, is that what it is? I forget the Frenchy foo-foo name for it, but it's it's there, and I don't care because. And the other one is the obvious implication that I myself must be a Christian because I think that cross should be allowed to stand. I'm agnostic. I don't believe in any man-made religion. And so for those of you, I'm not meaning to be insulting there, but to me, they're man-made religion. I don't believe in any of them.
Yeah.
But I also don't believe in wasting the court's time because you're being a fucking dick.
Exactly.
I agree with you. It was just some fat neckbeard on his way to get some Mountain Dew, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So he had a t-shirt on saying, I'm an atheist.
Yeah. Real quick, Jen. I know Jake had joined you on Jack Gunsky's Quip last stream, and I would be glad to if I'm awake at that time, which is a big if anymore. Before school ended, just shortly before school ended, I was on my way to pick up my granddaughters to take them to school, and I'm going up the road, and there's this little car in front of me. It's got bumper stickers just covering the whole back of it, just covering it. So I'm behind.
Proud to be a redneck. It's got Aussie Cola.
No, I started reading these bumper stickers, and it's all this anti-Christian stuff.
Really?
Just really stupid stuff. I got no problem with your Jesus. It's you Christians that I hate. It actually said that.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. This is exactly why people hate some atheists, because they're just.
In fairness, I have no problem with atheism. It's the atheists I hate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
There's a lot of good atheists out there who don't do this. It's when this stuff there's a nativity scene on the lawn, and as I walked by it, I sprained a feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
Down.
You know what I found interesting, because obviously it was like my first time ever watching like a president like properly be inaugurated. Was was President Donald Trump. I didn't watch Obama go in because I think I was serving in the Navy actually at that time he was inaugurated. But I was watching, you know, on one tab, and I had like Twitter open on the other, and there's a lot of like Christian or religious tones about the inauguration, you know. Swearing under God, all that kind of stuff, and just the triggering from anti-theists. Like, come on, they did this. I presume they did this when Obama was inaugurated.
Yes,
yeah.
I presume they do this all the time. Like,
Yep.
Shut up.
Real quick, thank you, Batman, for the Streamlabs donation. I'm an atheist. I see nothing wrong in religious symbology. For F's sake, let people live their lives. Exactly.
Well, there's the whole separation of church and state thing. I love Thomas's concurrence because it was a 7-2 decision. There was the main decision, and then was it 2 or 3 concurrences? I can't remember. And then Ginsburg and I think it was Sotomayor dissented. And yeah, guys, this is how much of a nerd I am. I actually read this shit. But he actually went into the separation of church and state stuff. And he's like, that is nonsense. It's not what it says. It's not what they meant. They were trying to keep from a state religion. That was the big issue. You're not free from religion. You're free from state religion.
Yeah. Thank you, Random American. Have a good day at work, dude. Thanks for the view and the like.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with symbolism, and yes, even if it's Islamic, I don't care. If it's not hurting you, leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah, and folks, that was historically that was put in there pretty much because we are a branch off of England. I mean, that's just the fact of it. And at that time, England had a state religion, and we didn't want that. So yeah, they said no, let's not do that.
Well, it was Jefferson. He said, the greatest threat to individual liberty is government and religion.
Yeah,
and especially when you combine those two.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. I have my religious beliefs. It's no secret that I'm a Christian. I'm I guess you say I'm a believer, but I don't want that in my politics. And honestly, if a Christian knows their Bible, the Bible says that it shouldn't be mixed.
Well, yeah, it just provides too much of a way to coerce people.
Yeah.
And that was Jefferson's worry about it, and Madison's, and a lot of the founders.
Yeah.
And they were smart with the way they did it. But we've taken it too far, and it's time to scale that shit back and tell the atheists, look, we get what you're saying, and if you see an actual instance of government-sponsored religion, you bring that up. We'll be happy to look at it. If you're just whining because you saw something, shut up. Yep. I think that should be an actual Supreme Court declaration. If you're just whining because you saw something, shut up.
Yep, exactly. And of course, I did see the one reply to you that you can always expect in such discussions. Oh, well, I suppose that if an image of Baphomet was put up beside it, it would be a different story. Well, let's go to the furthest extreme.
Well, I'd be like, what is that?
What, Baphomet?
Yeah, I'd be like, who this?
Yeah,
right.
It's a demon. Thank you, Diesel Dave, for the donation. You're free to practice any religion you or not practice. Exactly. And that's how I feel about it. I'm free to practice mine. You're free not to practice any religion if you want to. Although I would argue that for some atheists, atheism is their religion because you see how radical they are about it.
As for the Baphomet argument, we recently had that tested. What is it called? What do they call themselves? The Church of Satan.
Yeah.
They wanted to have one erected and they were allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, let's be honest. They only did it to be dicks. They flat out admit they did it to be dicks.
Yep.
But I sit here with no court challenge against it because I don't give a fuck.
The Batman, thank you for the donation. You mean bathroom hat? But well, yeah. In my case, it's probably more accurate.
Or bath mat.
Yeah, the point is, people, as Monkey said, separation of church and state was not about religious symbology on public land. It was about, we don't want religion in our making of laws.
It's about tyranny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know how many thousands and thousands of people died in England alone because royals would flip-flop on which branch of Christianity they wanted to be a part of?
Oh,
and if you weren't a Catholic, if you weren't a Protestant, if you didn't, or if you were some German-based sect of Christianity, then you were, a heathen, and you were burnt at the stake for it. You killed thousands of people. Queen Mary, the daughter of, Henry VIII, massacred loads of people over this.
Yeah, and there was a period of time there in English history that they flip-flopped so much. It was just whatever suited what they wanted to do at that time.
Yeah, especially Henry VIII. Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh no, we're Catholic. Oh no, we're Church of England. No, we're back to Catholic. No. Yeah, folks. Let's not get religion in our making of laws, in our politics. But come on, religious symbology. You're going to tell me that nativity crash just scarred you so much you just can't get over it?
It's ridiculous.
Those
Calm
people
down.
need Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that would trigger them a
Those
little bit,
people
wouldn't it?
need Jesus. Exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
I'll tell you, there is something that's well, it's made its rounds around the internet lately. This isn't really new news, but since this is my first stream since it popped out, I'm sure both you fellas seen this tweet by the blue check mark.
Oh no.
Taslima Nesreen. I have no idea who she is, but she's a blue check mark.
Is she the one going on about not being allowed to breed because of genetic issues? Yeah, I quote tweeted that this morning. I was like, God damn.
Oh, you haven't seen this? Okay. In her bio, she says she's an author, secular humanist, feminist, and physician. However, her bio picture has a red dot in the middle of her head.
Oh, she's Hindu then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And here goes her tweet, and I quote, "Men and women who have bad genes with genetic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, etc. should not produce children. They have no right to make others suffer."
Oh, I heard people talking about this, but I never saw the original tweet. Okay. Yeah, I did hear about it.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Teresa the Kid, for the donation. No comment, I guess, but thank you.
Those are the ones that they get with their subscription to YouTube. They don't allow them to put a comment in there, so that's them spending their optional money on you. That I love those because that's somebody going, I think you're worth this, and that's cool. I love all donations. Don't get me wrong, but those ones have a special place to me because they could throw those to anybody.
Oh, and I missed one. Sorry, Diesel Dave. I didn't, for some reason, didn't see that go through. Religion is the biggest killer in history. Yes. You're not going to get any argument out of me.
Man is the biggest killer in history.
Yeah, that's a lot more accurate than saying religion is.
It's man's interpretation of religion, perhaps.
Or borders, or he looked at my wife funny, or I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a no, to be honest with you. I don't. How many people the Nazis killed? They weren't religious.
No, by any stretch of the means. No.
Russians weren't religious. They killed a bunch of fuckers.
Yeah. Thank you, Nuts. Yeah. She even admitted having health problems herself. Yeah. In a following tweet that immediately came after. First of all, these diseases, if she's supposedly a physician, you would think she would know that these diseases that she says that are genetic aren't necessarily guaranteed to be passed on to your children.
Oh, this is eugenics. I mean, that's what it is.
It is. It is eugenics.
Yeah, it certainly sounds that way. Also, isn't the Spanish flu the biggest killer in human history?
Oh, I don't. Beats me. I think
Yeah.
they're talking about though when it's done on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still go with humans, man. Humans kill each other over all kinds of stupid shit.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are pretty bad.
Religion might have been used as a bullshit reason for a bunch of it, but
Like
a lot of
the
it that
Crusades. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, this is eugenics, folks. And of course, I replied, and you all know that I have my fair share of health problems, so I might not be the best example in the world, but both my parents were diabetic. I'm not, and neither are either of my siblings. Both had severe heart conditions, heart disease. In fact, both my mom and dad both had open heart surgery. Neither I or my siblings have that problem. So there's no guarantee that it's going to be passed along to your offspring.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Through cancers or a mutation.
I'm
Sometimes.
I
Even
was
if it
shocked because why are we discussing eugenics in 2019?
Well, why is it coming from the mouth of someone who refers to themselves as a humanist and a feminist?
Well, we have whole countries that practice eugenics right now. Isn't it Sweden the one that they tout the fact they've gotten rid of Down syndrome because
That's Iceland.
Iceland? Okay,
Yeah. I know. I'm going to bomb them one day.
they have a
Destroy
program
my
where
people.
if they do the ultrasound and stuff and find out there's a little Downsy in there, they suck it right out.
Ejection. Woof.
Yeah, look, folks, and monkeys in pretty much the same case. I'm in pretty bad health, but you know what? I'm dang glad I'm alive. You know, I'm pretty glad my mom and dad decided to have kids, and I was born.
I get what she was going for there,
Yeah,
but again, we're talking just outright eugenics there, bitch. No, that's no.
If you have,
Especially hypertension, really?
yeah, that's very survivable and very controllable by medication and diet and whatnot.
You don't even, depending on the severity, you don't even need medication.
Yeah.
Diet, some exercise. Yeah. Shut up.
If you have some rare, provenly genetic disease that absolutely has a very high risk of being passed on to your offspring, and you decide not to have children, okay, I understand that. I get that.
Look, stupidity obviously runs in her family, and her parents had her to make us suffer.
Yeah.
The monkey brings up a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, there's situation. Like I said, there's cases where if there is a terrible disease that is incredibly genetic and a high risk of being passed on in your family, and you decide not to have children, okay, I respect that. I get it. But diabetes, hypertension, cancer, just no.
Yeah. It's a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my family's filled to the brim full of health issues. You know, my mum has diabetes now. She has hypertension and a multitude of other things. My broster has multiple sclerosis, the degenerative type. And of course, being mixed race as well, if you actually look at data, mixed race people tend to have a susceptibility to mental health issues.
Yeah.
Hey,
Poppy, good to see you. Sorry, Bear.
There is data to suggest that that we are particularly susceptible to it. Does that mean we should? I mean, it's white people and black people. She's basically advocating against race mixing as well here, by the way.
Yes. Basically saying black people shouldn't breed.
With white people.
Hypertension runs and diabetes is far more common in blacks than whites.
And sickle cell, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we stopped breeding because our offspring might possibly get this disease or that, the human race is going to disappear in short order.
Yeah, so crazy shit coming out of her mouth. Just like, did you even think before you tweeted that?
It is. And for those that are historically ignorant, which I know my chat is not, they're very up to date, as they always prove to me. On
Well, Prospero's there. She makes us all dumber.
Yeah.
You compare me to her, and it's like I'm a retard. But otherwise, yes, everyone's smart.
I mean, are you aware, Miss Person who made this tweet, that the one of the first groups of people to disappear under Nazi Germany were the infirm and the mentally ill, and they didn't go to any concentration camp or anything. They disappeared from so-called hospitals.
Yeah, disappeared them.
Yeah.
Severely late-term abortioned them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The stupidity of people just never, it should. You'd think at my age I'd be used to it, but it never ceases to amaze me. Thank you, Diesel Dave, for the donation. The deadliest disease in history is malaria. It's killed more people than that are currently alive. I wasn't aware of that.
I knew there was a disease out there that had that distinction. I just didn't know what it was. So that sounds right.
Yeah.
Disease is a bitch. That's what happened to the Indians, guys. It wasn't just the white people. It was the diseases we brought them. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Of course, there's those that say that was absolutely a tactic that they would use by giving them blankets that were infected with things like smallpox and whatnot.
I got to tell your son to shut up last night for the first time on my show.
Who, mine?
Yes, yours.
Yeah, he probably deserved it.
He did. I remember him when he used to be in Satsu's chat, and Satsu was always yelling at him, "Shut up, J-Kid."
Yeah.
And he was mouthing off last night. I'm like, I get to do it finally.
There is a certain
nice
satisfaction to telling that boy to shut up.
He's a good kid. Good kid.
He is. I'm of course I'm kind of partial. There's Mama Minnie, his sister, saying, "Tell him again for me, monkey."
I'll try to remember.
He is a good kid, but he does love to troll. That boy is one big troll, and he doesn't just troll. And he doesn't just troll the internet, folks. Trust me, he's that way in real life. You never know what's going to come out that boy's mouth.
Can I just quickly read the headline to you?
You can.
Oh, please.
This is from Vox, so you know it's going to be good. Under new regulations, a commercial in the UK could portray a girl becoming a mathematician or a boy growing up to be a ballet dancer, but not the other way around. And the first comment is, "My feels when conditioning your entire country to love traps."
I have a question about that, right? Because the law is basically that you can't use gender stereotypes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does that mean women can't be in tampon commercials?
Yes, very interesting. I guess we'll just have pictures of tampons.
You can have dancing tampons.
Wacky, inflatable tube.
Hey, back in the 60s, I'm not so sure we didn't have those.
Well,
because if you ever watched any old 60s commercials, we had dancing cigarette packs and dancing alcohol bottles.
Well, there's that famous clip from the movie, "Let's all go to the movies." Remember that?
Yeah.
And do that with tampons. "Let's all have our period." That kind of stuff. It'd be awesome.
Jack, men can use tampons too, and I know where you're going to, but that actually is true.
They can.
When it was the summer before my senior year in high school. I was a skinny kid, and I thought, well, I'm going to get some muscles, so I'm going to lift weights. And instead of muscles, what I got was hemorrhoids.
Oof, oof.
And
I think you were lifting wrong.
yeah, and there was at the time, it's no longer this type of hospital now. They've changed to just a regular hospital. But at the time, there was a very famous hospital that dealt in, well, let's say anal problems. In fact, President Reagan, this is where he had his surgery, if you're old enough to remember that. It's here in Mooresville, Indiana. And I went there to get rid of my hemorrhoids. And depending on how severe your hemorrhoid surgery was, yeah, you might have had to wear a tampon up in there while you were healing. I didn't, but some of the guys did. So yeah, probably stuff you didn't want to know, huh?
Sorry, I gotta fuck with somebody.
No, you're fine. Thank you, James Colley, for the donation. The Disturbed were not disappeared. In fact, they were just sad. After all, Hillary leaned her tactics from farther land. Okay.
Just want to go on record. I am not sad.
Yeah.
I love Hillary Clinton. She's never done anything wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, Jack, I knew where you were going with it. I understood. Poppy. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I do that. Blood kills the combo. I am a little apt at oversharing. I was raised in a household that no topic was off limits to talk about, much to my father's chagrin most of the time.
Oh dear. What else is going on?
Well, I had a bit of a rant. This is about a TV show, if anybody cares. But, you know, you may not know this about me, but I really love the TV shows that are within what they call the Arrowverse. If you know what I'm talking about, I like the show Arrow. I like Flash.
Arrow.
Yeah.
Not Arrow.
Hey,
Arrow.
You say it the way you want to, you British elitist, and I'll say it my way.
But it makes me think you're talking about something that's related to aircraft.
It's an arrow. It flies through the air, don't it?
Are you Arrow? Arrow.
Put up before I make you go wash the dishes.
I already done that today. I ain't doing it again.
Oh, don't get me started. Every day I've been washing dishes. My dishes have sat because it was my job, and because of my surgery, I couldn't get to it, and they've sat all this time. So you can imagine how many dirty dishes I've had to go through. Almost done with it though. I got one more sink full to go. Anyway, I like those shows. Anybody that watches them like I do knows that once per season they have a crossover through all the shows. You know, there's one crossover storyline. Real quick, thank you to Batman. Arrow is bubbly chocolate Bloodwing.
Arrow is, yeah.
I don't get that. Must be a British thing, but okay.
It's a bubbly chocolate bar.
Yeah, okay.
It's nice. You'd like it.
Anyway. I am like a season and a half behind because I quit watching it. Here's why. Because of those crossovers, and they've decided that the show Supergirl is also somewhat part of that universe. I had to quit watching for a while. And the crossovers tend to start over on her show, even though Supergirl is on a different network. Now, it's not that I've got so much against Supergirl. I've never been a big Superman or Supergirl fan because they're just too big a... They're Boy Scouts. They're too good, you know? But if you've ever watched that show, it is so full of feminist crap. And it's not just, you know, in the background. It's right up in your face, feminist crap, that I have a hard time getting through it. But lately I've been trying to catch up because I do want to catch up on my other shows. So I've been trying to watch it. I'm just basically ranting because I'm being forced to put up with this crap just to keep up with my other shows.
Well, it's the current year, Bloodwing. You got to get with the times.
Oh, geez. It's just so blatant. So blatant. It's just awful. Tell me why superhero shows have to be full of feminist propaganda. You know, and of course in the show there's a lesbian couple, which, you know, I got no problem with, but they make it a thing. There's entire shows dedicated to this lesbian couple and all the problems that they have to face being lesbian.
Of course. Were they made to kiss each other on a bus?
Not on a bus, but they've every opportunity they can. They've got close-ups of them kissing, of course.
Got to have that sex appeal, I suppose.
Yeah.
Are they wearing flannel? It's not accurate unless one of them's got a skinhead and wearing flannel.
No, but one of them is a Mexican.
Okay.
So she's a Mexican lesbian. In fact, a recent episode I watched went all into how she has special issues because she's a Mexican lesbian because, as her father said, and I quote, they're building a wall. This is on a TV show that happens in, if you don't know, Supergirl actually happens in a different universe than the other shows. It's just that they're able to cross universes in time of need because of one of Flash's buddies. It happens in a different, it's on Earth 2, if that makes any sense to you non-comic book people. But yeah.
That's racist.
According to her father, they're building a wall because they want to keep out all the Mexicans because they think they're all murderers and rapists.
Oh, God. Of course.
And now she's adding to the problem by being a lesbian. So she has special problems.
Taco eater, huh?
Oh. Maybe I should introduce her to Billy Joe Bob's first officer, Taco. Which neither of you two have watched yet, by the way. I'm mad at you.
I'll get there.
Uh-huh.
I will. I'll watch it after the stream.
Sorry about that. What was it you said we
He was having a go at us, Monkey.
For not watching my Redneck Trek.
I know. Well, in fairness, I haven't watched much of anything.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way, buddy. I'm just having a poke at you.
The closest I've come to watching a video recently, I did watch a little bit of the hearing from yesterday, which was just, oh dear God, the reparations hearing. I don't know if you guys.
Oh no, was it for the gayers or the blacks?
The blacks.
Okay.
A 3-hour plus hearing with famous people up there telling us how oppressed black people are.
Famous black people who are millionaires, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
If not millionaires, still very well off.
Did they invite Trey Melvin? Because yeah, he knows all about that. Yeah,
they had Danny Glover up there.
Yeah.
Who really is too old for this shit now.
Yeah, he really is.
I'm too old for this shit.
Real quick, thank you, Batman. Okay, so it's Earth 3, but it's a different universe than the other shows. I get that, but anyway, I'll get off that subject. It just bothers me that I've got to put up with this show that's so full of feminist propaganda, blatant feminist propaganda, like Supergirl, just to keep up with the other shows in the Arrowverse, which I happen to like.
You know, I did a video on reparations. I did the math.
Yeah,
as Americans would say.
Yeah,
and black people, like if every single black person in America was given reparations, they'd only probably walk away with like $200 to $500. That'd be about it. It's like, well, what's the point in that
then? See you, Batman.
Bye, Batman. See you, Don't come back.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Look, you want to point out to me somebody alive today that was actually a slave? Then I will personally go start a charity live stream for however many hours to raise money to give them reparations. But if you were never a slave, we don't owe you nothing.
Nope.
Not a thing.
Agree.
You know, what's it? I forget his name. There was one black guy up there who was against reparations, and he did point out. I mean, if we were going to pay reparations, the time to do it was after slavery started.
Mhm.
Either to slaves or their literal direct descendants, their children.
Mhm.
After that, it's pretty much meaningless. And especially when we're in today's society, he points out, you guys are worried about reparations for slavery, but all of this talk about reparations, none of you are talking about the amount of black people who die in the inner cities. None of you are talking about anything important to today. It's all about, well, if only we had reparations from yesteryear, then everything would be okay. Like you're not paying attention to how many black people are in fucking prison right now. Yeah, and it was just sad watching. Cohen was the one chairing the meeting. He actually said when that guy finished his speech, he got booed several times. Not his speech, his opening statement. He got booed several times during his opening statement because he's not for reparations.
Right.
But as they're booing him at the end, Cohen goes, settle down. He's entitled to his opinion, even if they are presumptuous. I was like, you dick.
Yep.
How dare you? Nobody, I don't see anybody who's had a problem with him doing that. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If I was that guy at that moment, I'd have lost my shit. I mean, what'd you say, dickhead?
Yeah. Well, like I said, nobody today alive was directly affected by slavery. I don't care how you twist it, you weren't. You were not.
But white people benefited from it because it's a long-term thing, Mr. Bloodwing.
There were certain people, 1% of the people in the South that benefited from it. As a majority, there were some slave states in the North, but as the majority, no. It was built on industry, not slaves' backs. And I've done some research into my history. Pretty good chance that none of my ancestors owned any slaves because they were too freaking poor.
Mm-hmm.
All this to do, and they want to make it like it's all white people, when it was like 1%, maybe 2% of the white population in the South, where the majority of the slavery happened.
Well, since it was condoned by our government,
Yeah.
As a country, we do bear responsibility, or did.
Oh, absolutely. It was a dark time, and I'm absolutely against it.
None of us today bear any responsibility for it. None of us today had jack shit to do with it. Fucking assholes.
I mean, what's next? If my great uncle was convicted, was a murderer, but he was never caught, am I responsible?
Well, that's what we're talking about here, is the sins of the father. And that's not how our country's even set up to work. Look, here's another problem with this, and we talked about this last night. If you just gave black people a shit ton of money, here you go, bam, reparations. That money's not going to last. What's his name? Dave Chappelle actually did kind of a joke on this once on the Chappelle Show.
Yep.
Where the guy who got reparations is just talking about how he's going to blow it on everything, and he bought a baby with part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Root used that in their video.
Did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's going to happen that happens with the earned income credit every year. The earned income credit is a tax credit we give to poor people, and they get a chunk of change, right? And the idea is to help them. But what happens? They go out and they tend to buy, and believe me, I worked at Walmart. Don't anybody come to me. That's not how they do it. Trust me. They go buy TVs. They go buy DVD players and video game systems and all kinds of shit that's not actually going to help them. They don't invest it in an IRA. They don't go buy what they can of Bitcoin or anything.
Yeah.
It's because they. You know why most poor people are poor? Because they don't know how to handle money.
Oh, Absolutely. And I'm putting myself in that box.
Me too. I was there when I was young, man. Damn, you know how much money I blew through as a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was serving in the Navy, mate, I opened an overdraft just so I could go get on it that night.
I mean, my dad is one of the best. My parents, as a whole, both of them were very good with money. I think it was more mom than dad, because once mom died, dad kind of went on a spending spree. But they were very good with money. Unfortunately, I did not inherit that. And I blew a whole heck of a lot. And by the time I got smart, oh, good grief, with money, I was probably in my late 30s. And by then, the damage had been done, you know?
Yeah.
I was not smart with money at all. And I'm of the belief that these people, most of the people hollering for reparations the loudest, this isn't about justice. This isn't about what's owed them. They want debt-free money. That's what it's about.
Agree. Agree.
And again, that's not to say that there haven't been problems. I mean, the problems with the way the United States treated minorities, I mean, that went all the way up through 60s and 70s. Which by now, guys, we're even past that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even though I remember the 60s and 70s very well, we are well past it.
But they weren't slaves at the time, and there's nothing from that. How about the fact that it was the country itself that fixed it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The reparations thing is just stupid, but that's the most video I've watched recently, dude. Because
yeah, don't get me wrong. It was a very dark time in our nation's history. It was shameful. I'm ashamed of it when I look back that this was okay in our country. But I don't owe anybody anything for it now. My ancestors done that. I didn't.
And our ancestors also stopped it. Literally putting their blood on the line. So
yeah. How many people died in the North even before the war? How many abolitionists died? Hey, folks, have you ever heard of a little state called Kansas? Oh my gosh, research it. Yeah. Lots of white people died in Kansas in trying to get the slaves to freedom.
Yep. It's just time to shut that stupid argument down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So it's really stupid. It really is. I mean, I know you've got all that trouble stateside, but you've got obviously over here in the UK, you've got morons like David Lammy, who is you can tell he's trying to build up to that argument, because every time he makes a speech in Parliament on his own, I mean, luckily there's barely anybody in attendance when that fucker's talking, but when he's talking, he likes to bring up the empire an awful lot.
Is he the one that you quote tweeted today?
Yes.
Okay. I'm familiar with him.
Yeah, he's a race baiting dickhead.
Didn't you do a video about him?
Yeah, I've done a few videos on the prick. He's actually married to a white woman as well, which is ironic. Where the white women at? But yeah, he's every so often he makes these speeches. It usually pertains to Brexit, and he likes to bring up the empire an awful lot. And like, you know where he's going with this shit, because he's always talking about privilege, you know, even though he's extremely privileged himself, like having shares in companies and owning certain agricultural businesses, well, partly ownership in the Caribbean and whatnot, you know, living in a nice big house, you know, having his expenses paid for him. Yeah, he's always going on about the Windrush. That's right, Viper. Stuff like that, the Windrush generation, privilege, and you know, he's building up to it. It's like, dude, the British Empire was also responsible for dismantling slavery.
Yeah,
we were one of the biggest contributors to it. We dispatched the Royal Navy, which was massive at the time, to go destroy it. You know, ridiculous. I hate it. And like, you know, he's going to start bringing that shit up at some point. Telling you.
And as much as a shock as I know it's going to be to the people here, it's that time, folks. The old man's got to go take a leak. I'll be right back.
Couldn't even make it an hour.
Couldn't do it.
He did better than last time, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, last time was a twofer, if you remember.
Yes, it was.
Did you see Wojcicki's tweet that got her so much shit yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Could this woman just, I mean, fuck up any worse? Guys, yesterday, Susan Wojcicki announced a partnership with Universal Media Group.
Oh, yeah. UMG. The music record company, which likes to claim your video if you use so much as a second of any content that they own. Do not believe in fair frickin' use. And the YouTube is partnering up with them.
Which it's really too bad that nobody that they've claimed has the money to sue these pricks, because they would lose almost instantaneously. There's already been a court case that's gone all the way up to the Supreme Court about this shit.
Was that FUPA?
FUPA.
Yeah. Well,
I don't remember the name of the case. I know what happened in it. There was a video of a kid dancing.
or am I confusing one with another thing?
There was a it was a kid dancing, and there was some Prince music playing in the background, and they actually sued because the company claimed it and went all the way up to the Supreme Court on this shit. And they're like, no, that's that's fair use. It was one, they said, that was incidental, but also such a minimal amount of it was used that it was not important, and that's the grounds that that this would fall under. But these shitbags, they absolutely abuse the copyright system, and she lets them. Yeah,
it's sometimes it's not even using the content. I remember Mr. Beast, who's a massive YouTuber. For those who don't know, he had like a vlog video where he was sat in his garden with his friends on like some decking, and they didn't even they it was kind of like they were shouting a song, like the first lyrics of a song, a line of it. They weren't singing it. There was no music. They got claimed for that.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit these guys do. I mean, if you're actually using their music, you're not supposed to be doing that. Not without permission. But yeah, if you sing a line of a song, even silly, that's not even close to how the song sounds, there's no possible way anybody would think it was theirs, and you're doing it for fun and using it as parody, that kind of shit, anything that would fall under fair use. And they're like, nope, you said a word that we used in a song.
Yeah, we own that word.
There were a lot of great comments on that tweet. One of them said, UMG has claimed my eyeballs because I saw this tweet.
He's not that far wrong.
Yeah, Mr. Beast actually commented on Susan's post.
Oh, I bet he did.
Tons of huge YouTubers have commented on it, because look, guys, UMG, they are dick bags. They are.
I've even ran afoul of them.
That's why I don't use any music, literally nothing in my videos.
You have to watch out for a company called Lasso Entertainment as well. I don't know whether you've ever had a run-in with them.
Well, when I had a run-in with UMG is back when I made the video World War ZJW. And there was a piece of music in it, which actually was part of the game. I didn't get it off. It was in the game itself. And UMG tried to claim it. And I beat the claim. I come back out and said, yeah, because they even gave the title of what the song was supposed to be, and that wasn't the song.
Yeah.
There's been ones. One, it's nice. Games have started coming out with streamer modes that shut off that kind of music, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But they've had problems where streamers have been given specific permission to use video game footage by the companies where they've actually they have like contracts with them, and then the video gets shut down. Everybody loses their shit at the video game company, and every time it turns out to be the fuckers who own the music.
Yep.
Every fucking time.
Happens all the time. You watch people like Markiplier or Pewds or any of those guys. You'll see on the recordings a lot of times that they will purposely have to block out the music when they're playing. Hey, Chaos, how you doing?
Yeah, YouTube has a function that when you get claimed, you have the option to click a button, and YouTube will automatically. Well, it takes a fucking while, but yeah, YouTube will remove that song from your video. Sometimes it does function correctly, sometimes it doesn't, but yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I had that happen on a live stream a long time ago, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody played a clip that included Ric Flair on it. It wasn't even a wrestling thing, but it had Ric Flair's image on it, the wrestler. And WWE put a claim on my live stream.
Jeez sake.
And so I had to remove, that was like 20 seconds. But I done it that way that you talked about. You just click the button and it just puts a blank space there where you're at. It's what happened.
Chaos points out something that, there's a lot of people who don't understand this. It's the 6-second rule is urban legend. It is. There's no limit to how much or little you can use.
Yeah.
Now, that comes from I believe it was a Supreme Court case where part of what they ruled on was how little was used. But that is not, they didn't set, look, this is as long as you're under this limit. They just pointed out that in the thing in question, it was so, I think that's where it was 16. It might have even been 15. But yeah, and people took that like, as long as you don't use more than 6 seconds, that is not law.
Yeah.
You can be in trouble for as little as a second.
I watch a lot of these music reaction channels because I don't know, I just do. And you see a lot of them. They try to they'll play the song for a while and then they'll stop it and they'll comment. And then they'll play the song for a while and they'll stop it and comment. And you know what they're doing? They're trying to beat getting claimed.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna help you guys.
Nope.
Yeah, not with music.
Yeah. And there are certain, not even just UMG, but there are certain artists out there, like for instance, Led Zeppelin is one, that are infamous blockers. They won't just claim it, they will block your video.
Yeah.
So
I never have
videos blocked. Sorry, go on.
As long as they don't actually give me a strike for it, a lot of the times with any, because I've never run afoul of it with music. I have with like Adam Ruins Everything, that dick.
Yeah.
Bill Maher actually still owns the rights to one of my videos because I just didn't feel like fucking with him about it.
Yeah. James Ari Wardwright says, what about talking over it? Doesn't work. And I'll tell you how I know that. In just recently in my Redneck Trek, in the very first episode, I used the music from the actual music from the original series, from to start the video and to end the video. To try to make it seem like the actual show. And I was pretty sure it was going to get hit, and I wasn't mistaken. And, if you know anything about Star Trek in the intro, you've got talking over that. Now, in this case, it was me, not William Shatner, talking over it and giving my twist on that space, the Final Frontier thing. But yeah, they hit me. And I didn't have a problem with it. Yeah, it was actually the person that wrote the music, because I was familiar with who it was. Said, okay, if you want to claim the money from this, what little bit it'll make, you go ahead.
Well, I'm to the point now, I'm actually going to just start using music so that it gets claimed and somebody can make money off my videos.
Because you're not. Thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. Sorry, folks, love you, but I need an early night. Get out of my yard. Yeah, dude, go get some rest.
Have a good one.
Enjoy, mate.
Hey, Camel says they stole that music fair and square. Zeppelin's just trying to make sure nobody steals it back.
Yeah, and if you're not aware of what Hey Camel's refusing to, or alluding to, refusing to, where'd that come from? Especially early on in their career, but throughout their albums, they covered a lot of blues tunes, specifically Mississippi Delta blues tunes, and they
Mm-hmm.
never quite gave proper credit to the people that actually wrote the songs.
And by never quite, you mean ever.
Yeah, right.
Naughty.
That's Michael Jackson once got sued. Got sued for using somebody else's music, and it was really funny because it turned out both of them had actually sampled something from like 50 years prior. And the people suing him, they're like, "We had never heard that before." It's like, well, it's amazing how yours is exactly like that one.
Yeah.
So
I got a claim on a video for music that was used clearly for parody. Yeah, I mean, music is the one. Video, you really don't get in much trouble for most of the time, unless
unless it's anime.
Yeah, well,
Anime is heavily protected, probably just as much as music.
Or Fox Sports.
Sports. Yeah, you go into any of that because they claim that you can never comment on that.
Yeah.
I love this licensing agreement from the NFL means you can't ever talk about this game ever. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's not how it works. It's a public sporting event.
Dicks.
Yeah, they don't seem to care, Lindsay, if it's parody or not. In fact, I'm and how close it is. I'm actually shocked that for the second episode of Redneck Track, I used different music. I found someone that had actually done a banjo cover of the original series music, and I used that, which I think is more fitting for for that show anyway. But I'm shocked it hasn't got hit yet with it, just because it's similar. Yeah. Covers can be claimed too, Chaos Eve. It's exactly what I was just telling you. Yeah, don't think that covers will automatically make you safe. It's not true.
So I'm just arguing.
Of course you are. But yeah, UMG in particular are buttholes. Serious buttholes. They're not only buttholes, but they will. You got to watch them. Because they will absolutely claim stuff they don't have a right to. So you got to watch them.
Oh, yeah. For those who are interested in British politics, the leader for the Conservative Party race is now down to 2. And Jeremy Hunt and Boris Johnson. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
So your version of Trump.
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda, sorta. Thank you, Green Thunder. Green Thunder to Mighty says, up yours, old man. The theremin is way better than the banjo. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing about the theremin versus the banjo. It's just that for my show that I made, the banjo was a better choice. Because it is about a redneck. Typity type. So what else have we got, gentlemen? What else is going on? Looking a little iffy over there around Iran, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I saw that this morning.
Yeah,
they get a bit cheeky, aren't they? Shooting down one of your drones.
Oh no, man! All over Twitter, I'm being told that didn't actually happen.
Oh, didn't it? Is that a conspiracy? Is it?
It is a conspiracy. That's just a way for Donald Trump to get reelected.
Okay.
We're
way
far left
for Donald Trump to get reelected.
Yes, I'm being told that a president who's at war is far less likely to lose a reelection campaign. Let me fix that statement for you guys. An incumbent president is unlikely to lose a presidential campaign, war or not.
Yeah. Folks, war's not always a popular platform, and war hawking during an election can sometimes mean death to a politician.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iran. So we had the mines the other day, and now when the whole mine thing happened, we were told they had taken a shot at one of our drones. That's kind of gotten quiet.
Yeah, I read an article today that was just a few hours old that said that they had taken a shot at one of our drones earlier during when they were inspecting the ship for the mine damage, but they missed. But I guess they shot this one down. The U.S. claims that it was over international waters. The Republican Guard claims that it was over Iranian territory.
Well, there's anytime you have this kind of stuff, there's arguments over how far sovereign territory actually goes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Maddie, she put the link from U.S. Central Command into chat there.
Yeah.
It just says that, yeah, it was over international water in the Straits of Hormuz, and it was at approximately 11:35 p.m. Yesterday. Huh.
Yeah.
Fuck around and take down one of our pilots and see what happens, man.
Yeah. Chances are we're not going to go over to war over a drone, even though it does cost $100 million.
200.
Is it 200? It's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That's all I know. We're not going to go to war over that, but yeah, try taking an actual life, and that might up the ante a little bit.
There is also a thing going on that the Iranians, they released a picture of the drone falling from the air.
Uh-huh.
And apparently it was taken from a video of a drone that was shot down over Yemen 2 years ago. And the report said there's no indication of whether Iran accidentally released the wrong image. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
Just so happens you can see like buildings and shit, which would make it way too close for the 12-mile limit.
Come on, Abdul, we'll put this up. Nobody will notice.
Nobody will pay attention to this as something they've already seen.
Oh, yeah, just like the children in cages at the border. Yeah. Nobody will know this was actually Obama and not Trump.
Oh, this one does say $100 million drone. Somewhere between 100 and 200 million, because I've seen 200 million several other places.
100 million, 200 million, that's a lot of money. It don't matter. It's a lot
I
of
say
money.
we just turn them to glass and be done with it.
Yeah, I've always been kind of for that, but
we don't even have to use nukes, man. We got those bunker busters, man. You ever see one of those go off?
Oh, heck yeah.
We could just glass that whole place.
Those are awesome.
Those are scary looking, man. What else is going on? I don't know. I haven't been up on my news. Like I spent yesterday trying to fuck with my new internets and stuff, so I didn't see a lot yesterday. And
well, I can understand that. Like a kid with a new toy.
Actually, it wasn't even that. I really was testing because I want to get it set up, so I can be a real streamer, y'all.
Yeah, a real game streamer.
I've wanted to game stream for a long time. There's no reason not to stream my games that I'm playing,
Yeah, I mean, I tried it once because it appeals to me as well. I tried it for a little while in a stream. It's been quite some time ago with Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
But I was getting so much lag on the game because my computer is a boat anchor that it just darn near got unplayable.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done it in the past, other than like jump in with Satsu and play that way. I have no, what's the word I'm looking for? Illusions about the fact that like I would be a great streamer and everybody will watch me. I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
I look, I like my attention. I'm a whore. Y'all know it. But I enjoy playing games and I do it a lot. So I might as well throw it up for people to listen to me say stupid shit while I'm doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Would I accept being the next PewDiePie as far as subs goes, sure. But
Hell yeah.
I don't need it.
I'd be far less humble than he is, though.
What do you think, Bear?
I wasn't listening.
I know you weren't. That's why I said something.
Oh, I'm just looking at these statistics here of
Which ones?
migration.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't specify certain groups, which is annoying.
well, all you guys got to do for the whole migration problem there is do what we did. Get some concentration camps.
Yeah.
With some AC. Well, we don't do AC in this country. We need a friggin' heater, but yeah.
Doggone it, monkey. Don't make me laugh when I'm puffing on a cigarette.
Oh God, that burns, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, the concentration camps. She can deny all she wants that, because she come back and said, well, I wasn't talking about death camps. Yeah, that's why you threw in there the phrase never again.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She knew what she was saying.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God, that new Chucky doll looks horrific.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's not even horrible as in that scares me. That's just like,
Yeah.
did part of it melt?
It's horrible as in the Sonic movie horrible kind of thing. It's just awful.
You know what
I
they
don't
should
understand.
do?
I don't understand why we got to remake that movie anyway, or any of those.
Well, they didn't have to. All they had to do is because they wanted to update the doll. That's part of it. They wanted to move into the digital generation, which I understand that because
Yeah.
what a doll can do has changed. But they could have just continued the story. But
Yeah.
oh no, I got to make this my own. It's new and original.
I mean, in my opinion, of course, computer graphics and effects as a whole have come a long way since the original Child's Play come out. Of course it has. But the original still works. It just, in my opinion, there's just no reason to do it over. But maybe that's just me.
Well, if they wanted to redo it, what they should have done is what Child's Play should have done originally to begin with, is get the rights to Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah.
You're gonna talk about a creepy fucking doll.
Oh yeah. Well, J-Kid had one. He had that, and what was the name of the worm that went? Grubby. He had both.
Those things were terrifying.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
Now that new Chucky, it's not scary. It just looks like it kind of looks like a midget.
Yeah.
New hoary doll. It's a whole different movie. The new Chucky doll looks horrible. It just looks bad.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures of it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, that would not scare me. That's not even a good looking doll. That's not a doll I would buy for one of my kids.
No, like the Annabelle doll. That's a scary fucking doll.
Oh yeah.
Somebody just said Annabelle. See, we're on the same wavelength, you guys and me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd seen that Annabelle commercial yesterday. I'm like, no, burn it with fire. Somebody brought one of those into my house. I would break it into a million little pieces. I seriously would.
Don't like the scary dolls, do you, Muggy?
No, I don't. They creep me out. Dolls and clown pictures. Clowns themselves don't really scare me, but clown pictures, I can't. No. When I was a kid, we had 2 clown pictures hanging in our room. I think my mom was trying to traumatize us.
Were they painted by John Wayne Gacy?
They could have been the way they looked, man. One of them was the sad hobo kind of looking clown.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it just haunted me, man. I hated it, and that scarred me for life when it comes to clown pictures. Clowns themselves, I actually like. I've been a clown before.
Oh, have you?
I have, yeah.
Interesting.
But man, these things are creepy as shit.
Yeah, the hobo clown made famous by I can't remember Emmett something. Can't remember the rest of his name, but he made that famous.
Baby. Hang on, guys. I got to talk to the wife for a minute.
Okie dokie. So what are you up to now, Bear?
I'm just arguing.
Who you arguing with?
Common sense guy on Twitter.
Oh, is common sense guy not very common sense?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So chat. While we're trying to come up with more things to talk about, because we've got 45 minutes to go yet, folks, and I don't want to fill it with dead air. How you doing? How's everybody in chat doing? Emmett Kelly, thank you, Prospero. I can count on you. I could remember Emmett, but the Kelly was escaping my mind for some reason.
I'm back. What's going on? What's happening?
Oh, we just been talking about the new Chucky movie, the doll that's not very scary, and Monkey doesn't like clown pictures, and yeah, those sort of things.
Okay.
Chaos is I'm all right. How are you? I'm doing fine. I'm doing just fine. Can't complain, because it never does any good anyway. Nobody really wants to hear it. Deck Train says they are making Gremlins 3. Why? Just why?
Money. That's why. Is there a trailer?
I don't know. Probably.
Just an announcement, is it?
Probably. Mom is about to knock some heads together if one more Lego piece gets touched, but otherwise, we're good. Hey, you can let him hear this, baby. Papa said, "Stop it." How about that? There we go.
There you go. How about that?
For those of you, there's probably no one that doesn't know Mama Minnie is my real life daughter. So
Let's start calling you Bloodwing Bragoli.
Top Gun 2. Why? First of all, Hollywood seems to have no original ideas anymore. And that's why they keep redoing all these old movies. And they're not even redoing, them well. Sir Wolfgang says, Tank Blood just dropped the hammer. Yeah. Old Papa is capable. I love my grandkids to death, and I will spoil them to death. But, they've lived here with me. So if Papa has to drop the hammer, he's perfectly capable. I don't know, a Phantom Round. Am I the only one that thinks a lot less people are afraid of clowns than people think they are? I don't know, because in my experience, my youngest daughter is scared to death of clowns. I mean, seriously scared to death. And my ex-daughter-in-law was scared of clowns and midgets. So I guess if she saw a midget clown, she'd be really in trouble.
I think there was a lot of over dramatic people that just being silly about how much they hate. I think a lot of people don't like clowns, but that it got exaggerated like so many things do on the internet there for a while.
Yeah, perhaps. But I know in my youngest daughter's case, she is seriously petrified.
Sure. I mean, that's not to say there aren't people who are. I mean, look, they're people can be afraid of anything. Look at SDA, a fear of mayonnaise. What?
Yeah,
That's a real thing, y'all.
Where the heck does that come from? I know.
When she told us that, I went and looked it up. She's not the only. There are people out there afraid of mayonnaise.
I mean, to the point, I remember her saying on a stream one time that she would have to call her mom to move the mayonnaise jar so she could get something out of the refrigerator behind it.
Yes.
I'm like, wow. Oh, what was that? Somebody Evil One says they're rebooting Alf. No.
Yeah, I heard that.
Leave Alf alone. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They need to stop rebooting and just how hard would it be to make a derivative of it?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. Mama Minnie says, because she's got arachnophobia like I do. Says, my sister and I take turns. She kills my spiders and I chase away the clowns. Exactly. Yeah. When Mama Minnie was living here with us, if a spider showed up, it was a pretty funny scenario because the two of us would be up on the dryer screaming bloody murder, hollering for my oldest grandson to come kill the spider. I'm not lying.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with spiders.
I fucking
Snakes,
hate
though,
spiders.
snakes and me don't get along.
That's my dad. That's my dad. He hates snakes, and I mean, and he even claims that they know it and they will seek him out. You know, if there's like if we're out in the woods and there's a group of people, they will. He claims they will come straight for him. Yeah,
I don't like him. No creepy crawlies.
Snakes don't bother me. Snakes don't. I respect them because here where I live in Indiana, we have several species of poisonous snake. In fact, there's a rattlesnake roundup just south of here in Martinsville, Indiana, every year. So, you know, I have a respect for them, but I'm not afraid of them.
Oh, I'm terrified of all of them. Can't stand anything like that.
Yeah. The only thing that I am aware of that I'm afraid of is spiders. Spiders and, well, I have a form of agoraphobia in that I don't like crowds. I will freeze up in crowds.
That's Lady Monkey. That's why she has me. If we ever had to go anywhere with the crowd, I would just grab her hand and she'd stay as close to me as possible, and I just push right through that fucker.
J-Kids had to literally almost carry me out of a mall before.
I learned the best way to get through crowds from a friend of my cousin's. We were down in Grand Rapids, and there was a something on the lake. I forget what they call it. But this big celebration going on, and we got stuck in the middle of this huge fucking crowd. It's like, we need to get out of here. And he goes, "Don't worry, I got it." And he turns and he goes, "Child has to pee, coming through." He just kept saying it, and there's no fucking kid with us, but nobody looked.
Yep.
They just separated and
It just moved. Yep.
right through.
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Bears are the worst creatures.
Who said this? Cryptic?
Yeah, who else?
He's nothing if not predictable.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of you actually, Cryptic, earlier when I think it was Musey sent me a meme that said, "What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo?" As in Zippo lighter. The difference is one. Yeah, one is really big and the other one's a little lighter.
Damn.
Yeah.
A 463-pound alligator was removed from a Florida highway after it was struck by a semi.
That's a big gator.
That gator was so big, after being hit by a semi, they still had to put it down. It was just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that hurt.
Damn, that is a big motherfucker.
That is a big gator. And I've got a story for that here in just a second, but I want to acknowledge Minnie says, "Never take Dad alone to Walmart near Christmas time. Trust me." Yes, and I still remember that Christmas Eve that you're talking about. Wasn't good. Was not good at all. I had a panic attack in the middle of Walmart on Christmas Eve. I remember when I was, how old was I? 15. So it would have been 1975. My family and I, we took a trip to Florida, and one of the places we stopped at was a gator farm. And they had some really big gators and a lot of different, bunch of gators in there. But then the guide pointed out one that was off by itself, and it was far enough away you couldn't tell the difference, but it was actually a crocodile. And we're on a kind of like a walk bridge that goes over the water, over where these gators are, right? And he points out, says, you see that one over there? And says, yeah. I said, well, that's really a crocodile. And he gave the name. I don't remember what the name was. And he's over there by itself because crocodiles and gators don't like each other. They'll kill each other. And somebody asked, well, why don't you keep them separate? He says, we do, but he keeps jumping over. And that's when I realized I was standing on a very low bridge.
I don't fucks with no alligators or crocodiles. Those things are big and hard to eat things.
The YouTuber, the YouTuber known as I'm Alex, the long-haired,
tongue boy.
Yeah, tongue boy. He's such an edgy boy, isn't he? Not only is that little prick stand up for Carlos Mazza, having a crack at me in the process, might I add. He's now selling merch that says "Internet Gaylord" in the LGBT colors, because you know his usual line is "Internet Sensation," as if that's not cringy enough as it is.
Oh.
What a tosser, honestly. I don't get why people like him. He's boring. He gets everything wrong that he talks about. He's a fucking idiot.
He is. I remember when he was first coming up and got into it with Keem the first time. And I tried watching his videos. I did. I can't. That fucking tongue, man. What happens to tongues over there? I've seen several.
It ain't us.
Calm down. Just let it happen. I've seen several British YouTubers who just have giant fucking tongues. That's what we need to stomp out. Those are the people who shouldn't breed, because that's weird. Just throwing that out there. Do you watch a lot of Alex?
Do I watch him?
Yeah.
No, his content's garbage.
Who's that other one that came up there for a while? Keem had promoted him there for a while. God, what was his name?
Kavos, Lispy fucker. Yeah.
He's another one. If you pay attention, his tongue's a little too big for his mouth.
Yeah, he's a Lispy dick.
When I worked
tongues over there, but ladies, look at that English tongue. I'm just saying.
When I worked for FedEx, at one time I had a manager whose name was Al. I forget his last name, but his first name was Al. But there was something wrong with this man's tongue. It wouldn't fit in his mouth, for one thing, and it was purple. I kid you not, the man had this bright purple tongue, and it was too big to fit in his mouth. It was always half hanging out. So we called him Al the Chow.
Yeah. Nuts had asked you a question. Did he used to have a podcast with Jack Mate, Irate Bear?
Well, I'm Alex.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah. Isn't it? He's a moron. Like, I don't know how he got so big. You know, he gets everything wrong all the time. Like, even like the Carlos Mazza thing, like Keemstar lost his shit with him because of it. He just commented without even knowing what was going on.
Well, no, he immediately went to defend gay people instead of paying attention to what was happening in the
Yeah, that's what I mean. He didn't do his research.
Yeah. And then he doubled down even after he was told, because does he ever admit he gets shit wrong?
No, of course he doesn't. Especially when Keem calls him out.
Which Keem just lives for, because Keem hates that little shit.
Oh, yes, he does, yeah.
Prospero says that was the Ding Darling Wildlife Park on Sanibel Island, probably Bloodwing. The croc died just a few years ago. The cold snap that Florida had killed him. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't remember. All I remember is that we particularly focused around Orlando, went to Disney World and to Cypress Gardens and all that stuff down there in that trip. Mama Minnie says my recruiter has a tongue too large for his mouth.
Ugh.
Yeah. We have a cousin. Mama Minnie knows who we are. And she's a very dear member of our family. We all love her to death. She's more almost like a sister to me than a cousin, because we're very close in age. But if she's not paying attention, and her face is relaxed, her tongue hangs out of her mouth. It's like the kids call her Rah-Rah, and I'm like Rah-Rah, or I call her Slick because it's an old nickname of hers. Slick, put your tongue in. Thank you, James Cully. Monkey, people with oversized tongues are sad.
Yes. And they should be. They should feel bad about themselves. No, I'm just kidding. I just with Alex, man, I can't watch him because of that fucking tongue. I tend to watch people's mouths when they talk rather than like look in their eyes and shit. And that tongue, man, it drives me insane.
Well, I pretty much have to, especially if I'm out in public, because I don't hear well. But I can lip read. Can't talk, but I can lip read. The J Kid never admits when they're wrong. Question mark, must be talking about me. No, this time we weren't, but it does fit.
My daughter just texted me. We're going to the movies this weekend, me and her and little butt, to see Aladdin.
Oh,
it was her favorite movie growing up, and when she first saw that they made the live action one, she immediately sent me a text with the picture from it. She wants to go see it with her daddy, so we're gonna go do that this weekend.
oh. Mama Minnie says my tongue is normal size, just really good at getting me in trouble. No filter. Well, you are my daughter, so yeah.
That was me in high school.
Shit, that's me now.
It's still me.
I went dirty, and y'all are talking about talking. Anyhow, yeah, I feel like there's something I should talk about, but I don't know what.
People keep going on about the new EU terms of service as if it's some massive controversy. It's literally not. Stop going on about it.
The what now?
The EU, people who exist within the EU,
yeah,
have received new terms of service emails, and for some reason, people were kicking off about it, saying it's some shady shit. But I read it earlier, and it's fucking not. It's not even a change of the terms of service, really.
Are you talking terms of service as in like YouTube or?
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no drama.
No drama.
No. Don't know why people are whinging about it. I'll read the email to you now, actually.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me find it. There we go. As part of our ongoing efforts to improve transparency and communication, we're updating our terms of service in the European Economic Area. Yeah, don't I know that I'm a part of it every time I try to open up some friggin' news. And Switzerland, and wanted to let you know about these changes. We provided a summary of key changes, but here's a snapshot of what we've done. Improve readability. While still a legal document, we've done our best to make the terms clearer and easier to understand. Improve transparency and communication. We've added some useful links to help you navigate YouTube, including links to YouTube's policies and help center. We've also expanded our commitments to notify you about any changes that may affect you, such as future changes to the terms. Your content. We've clarified the content license you grant us to make it easier to understand. We're not asking for additional permissions, and there's no difference in how we're using your content. Our product today. We've made some updates to better reflect the way YouTube operates. For example, we've removed outdated descriptions and provided helpful details about our service with links to the help center. No changes to our privacy policy. We're not making any changes to the Google privacy policy, as the way we collect and process your data is not changing because of this update. As a reminder, you can always review your privacy settings and manage how your data is used by visiting the Google account. The new terms will take effect on July 22nd, which I'll have a look at the preview in a moment. You will have the chance to accept the new terms. I'm sure that I won't have a choice. The next time you visit YouTube, if you would like more information, or if you, or for any reason you don't agree to the new terms of service, would rather stop using YouTube, you can find additional information at our help center. If you allow your child to use YouTube Kids or manage your child's use of YouTube through Family Link, then please note that when you accept the new terms, you do so on behalf of your child as well. Okay, so let's have a gander at the actual new things. Oh my God, I'm not reading all this garbage. There's loads of it. There's no real changes here by the looks of things. Looks like it's exactly the same.
Welcome back, Lindsay. I can't think of a better way to spend your lunch break than with us. What you got? Did you bring enough for the class? Because I'm a little hungry here.
Yeah, this doesn't look that different.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything we didn't know. I mean, as far as there's certain things they're not going to let you do.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be fine if you just behave yourself. Let's see. The following restrictions apply to your use of the service. You are not allowed to access, reproduce, download, distribute, transmit, broadcast, display, sell, license, alter, modify, or otherwise use any part of the service or any content except as specifically permitted by the service or with prior written permission from YouTube and, if applicable, the respective rights holders or as permitted by the applicable law. Of course, they're referring to the website there. Circumvent, disable, fraudulently engage, or otherwise interfere with the service. Yeah, well, that's standard, isn't it? Where's the actual terms of service? Stuff that's specific to being a YouTuber. Misuse or reporting, flagging, complaint, dispute, or appeals process, including by making groundless vexations or frivolous submissions. That's good. Very happy with that. Run contests on or through the service that do not comply with YouTube's policies and guidelines on that specific thing. Yeah, it looks the same. Yeah, just
Doesn't sound like anything different to me.
yeah, I can't yeah, so it looks the same to me. No drama.
Yeah. 6, don't mind J Kid. That's just him, man. Our whole family is like that. If we like you, we give you crap. We, of course, have had lots of people telling us, I wish you didn't like me so much. Pumpkin Trucker says, hi, blowing hi, little hungry. I'm Pumpkin. That's my line. I pull that on my grandkids all the time. Peppo, I'm hungry. Glad to know you hungry. I'm Peppo.
That is such a dad joke. My dad used to do that. I'm like, Dad, I want food.
Yeah. Well, then that brings us to what drives my wife nuts. I think we'll go out and eat. What do you all want? My usual answer is food. What kind of food? The kind you eat.
You're the kind of person I would do everything I could to accidentally hit you in the nuts.
Like that hasn't happened before.
No, my dad used to pull all of those. I've heard from my own father.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, Dad. I'm gonna go here and starve like I'm from Africa or something.
Yeah, I've got the dad jokes. Jake gets this accidentally.
I never hurt anybody on purpose. It's always accidental.
Yeah. Didn't mean to. Lindsay says every time my dad would catch my brother and I fighting, he'd always say, if you want to fight, join the army. Yeah.
What are you typing over there, Bear?
I'm arguing. Shush.
What are you arguing about?
Oh, immigration.
Oh,
yeah. It's awfully simplistic to blame a specific event on mass migration.
sure.
That's my point here. Is what I'm trying to make. And that if you want to go into the increase in things like knife crime, but it's more than just migration.
Yeah.
We have a problem as a society with that, man. We want to take our pet issues and blame them on something instead of blaming them on a ton of different things.
Yeah. In my opinion, I've often said it. This is how we get extreme racist ideas. People think bad things happen and they want to blame it on somebody, so they blame it on this group of people or that group of people. It's what the Nazis did, and they blamed all their problems after World War I on the Jews.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
And I'm sorry, I know you all have noticed I get quiet every once in a while. I'm a little concerned. It's probably okay, but I'm a little bit of an over worrier. My wife hasn't been home from work yet. I knew she wouldn't. She had to drive out to Shelbyville, Indiana, which is a 45-minute trip, to take her mother to a doctor's appointment, which she, she's not allowed to drive because she's elderly. But she hasn't been home yet, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She has not been asleep since 8 o'clock yesterday, and has worked all night. So I'm a little. She has been known to fall asleep behind the wheel. So I keep checking I get quiet because I keep checking my phone to see if there's a text.
What we got? Obviously, Bloodwing. You're making the Redneck track, episode 4, right?
Episode 3.
Episode 3, right? Okay,
Yeah.
you can tell I haven't been watching it. I will watch it. Don't worry. And Monkey, are you making a video? What are you working on, dude?
No. After this, I'm gonna go lay down, man. I'm in pain.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Mr. Wing, when are you wanting my particular set of skills, sir?
Well, it'll be a few episodes in yet. What I already have recorded is pretty much, every game, especially MMOs, have that training mission kind of thing to teach you how the game works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still in that part, so there's not much use for voiceovers yet. But once I get past what I already have recorded, then yeah, I'll be getting into the voiceovers and stuff. So
cool.
Hang in there. It'll be a few episodes yet, because I still got probably 3 episodes to go yet with what I already have already in the can, already recorded. I just have to do voice work for. Jacob says, LMAO, can tell I haven't been watching it. Gotta respect the honesty at least.
Yeah, Jacob, I know you fired a shot at me when you tweeted the video out. Even though I retweeted it, you shitbag. I supported.
Well, yeah, of course. And I get it. Folks, I don't watch a lot of other, I'll admit I probably haven't watched the last couple of videos that Monkeys put out. I rarely make a Lords of the Night anymore because I'm usually falling asleep by that point. I do catch some of Bear's stuff once in a while, but that's because he bullies me on Twitter into going and watching.
He's lying. Don't listen to the old man.
That's just called marketing.
But yeah, I mean, I'm joking, but I get it. As a creator, sometimes we just don't watch each other's videos all the time because you kind of want to do something different sometimes.
It's not even just that. I mean, when I started on YouTube, the way I found YouTube was just watching videos constantly. And then as you get into making videos and stuff, you lose time for all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't watch much of anything on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
Probably just the most viral stuff most of the time. Or something that is really big, like the whole Crowder thing. I did watch quite a bit of that. But since then, I don't think I've watched much of anything.
Yeah. When I do watch, I tend to watch things outside of our genre. I really do. Stuff that I can just set on and let my mind wander on. I'll watch Neebs Gaming. Like I mentioned before, I watch a lot of those music reaction channels. I
did watch the Fun Pimps just released the first video with changes coming in Alpha 18. So I did watch that because that's something I play that game at least 4 nights a week, so I have to keep up on my shit there.
But yeah, like Monkey said, if you're not a creator, you may not understand. I know what you see as a 10, 15, 20-minute video, but you don't understand that could involve several hours of editing and recording. And
so. Yeah, most of mine take 4 to 5 hours to make. Yeah. And I've had some recently as long as 8 hours to make.
Well, for instance, the last episode of Redneck Trek that I made was 15 minutes long. But that represented a good 3 hours of doing voiceovers, at least 2.5 hours of editing, And that's not even going to mention how long it took to render and then upload, which was a very long time. Next 6 minutes is any more news about the NFL stream. As far as I know, it's still on. J-Kid and I talked, and he's interested in getting that back going. Probably will not hit the air, though, until preseason. Probably won't start until preseason starts. So, yeah.
Back in a minute, gents.
Okay. So, yeah. There will hopefully be an NFL stream again this season. I'm looking forward to it because at least this year, my team, the Colts, have a good chance of being a good team again. So,
well, I know my Chargers, man. There's only two things the Chargers do. They either have a really good year that they blow in the playoffs, or they suck hard.
yeah.
And so I just sit back and wait to see which one is going to be this year.
Oh, I had such hope last year for the Colts, and the way their season started, I'm like, oh God, no, they're doing it again. They're gonna choke. And then about 5 or 6 games in, it was like, boom, they got it, and pulled themselves out of that hole and made a really good run at taking the division.
In chat, real quick, before we get too far away from this,
Yeah.
one of my favorite YouTubers put out a behind-the-scenes video a while back showing that it takes 24 hours to get about 15 to 30 minutes of video. It all depends on how much you do in your video.
Yeah.
Mine are very simple. Very simple.
Yeah.
And like I said, that takes me 4 to 5 hours, depending on, how much I screw up the recording, how little or much I do any transition stuff, when I decide to put ducks in. But if you do something more involved, like Polly showed me a clip or showed me the screenshot from his upcoming videos. I don't know if he put those out yet or not, but had to take for fucking ever. He has so much going on in there.
And I feel like that if you're doing camera work, like showing yourself on camera or showing anything else, that also takes a little longer than.
Well, that part depends on how you do it. If you do it like Jeremy from the Quartering, those take a lot less time. That is just, he's basically live streaming those when he does those, which is, it's smart. I'm not cutting him down or anything. That's a fucking smart way to go. And it's something I wanted to do for a long while.
Yep.
Tim Pool is the same way. He can make a 30-minute video in 30 minutes because the worst he has to do is go back and put in a few clips here and there.
And I could probably be faster at mine if I were better at video editing,
mm-hmm.
But I'm not. But I try hard.
Yeah, it depends on how involved the video is and stuff, and yeah. And if you have the people who do live videos, like I see ContraPoints is apparently putting out a new one. ContraPoints editing is minimal. It's all of the stagecraft that she does. That's what takes out those so long.
Yep.
Banzo
says, what NASCAR team would you put up against the Colts? Well, that's two different sports. The Colts would probably bowl those boys over. Not to say they're not athletes, especially the pit crews, but
well, it depends. Are they racing or are they playing football?
Yeah. Diesel Dave says, don't sleep on my Cowboys. No, I wouldn't do that. And it's one thing that I do enjoy about the current iteration of the Colts with our new coach, Frank Reich. They don't sleep on anybody.
Not the remake, obviously.
They take everybody serious.
Oh, will you now? You'll buy it, will you?
What is he doing?
I don't know.
Hey, you're going to save up? It's only 50 quid. It's only 50 quid? 50? Where are you getting that 50 quid from? Hey?
Good question.
Yeah. Take your shirt in.
I feel like maybe we might want to talk over this.
I don't want to. I want to hear what's going on.
It's only 50 quid?
Only? He's like, I'm going to save up. Well, where are you getting the money from? That's a good question. I said, damn right it is.
Bear dropping the hammer.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, he knows he has to work for shit now. Like he wants a gaming laptop for Christmas. I said, "Oh boy, me and you are gonna make ourselves a deal then."
Yeah.
Yep. And to hear he knows what he has to do.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's what, 14 now?
Yep.
He's plenty old enough to do some chores and earn
That's
that.
right. That's right. Put a little shit to work. But yeah, he knows, and he's very conscious of it as well. So I'm like, it's not my responsibility to remind you to do this, this, and that. Like, I'm not going to spend every damn day reminding you to do these things I've told you to do. It's your responsibility. If you want it, you're gonna have to work for it. And he knows that, and he's got to keep it up all the way up until December. He can carry on, obviously, because I smashed the laptop over his fucking head. But I'm joking. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that, but I'd take it off him. He knows that. So he's like, "Oh, well, I want the Final Fantasy VII remake." It's like, yeah, I used to play the original as a kid. He's like, "I want it." It's like, okay, how are you gonna get it? He's 40. He sounded older. He's going through puberty.
Yeah.
He's
Bear, I have a plan.
You have a cunning plan.
I do. I thought of this the other night. I want to get really rich, man.
You do, don't we all?
I do.
Hey,
I want to get really rich.
How you do it?
I have no that's part of the plan I still have to figure out. But I want to get really rich and I want to buy a giant boat, like aircraft carrier size, right?
Well, that's
okay.
Okay.
I want to load it with boxes of instant tea. And I want to sail to the UK.
I feel like that's a waste of money.
I think I know where this is going.
Push it all into your harbor with 2 microwaves.
What, just 2 like little microwaves, yeah?
Yeah. And then sail home just for the fun of it.
Well, you have to be mega rich for that then. Good luck.
I told you I want to be rich. I want to be like
mega rich.
Yeah. I think I could do it.
Like an aircraft carrier?
Yeah.
Well, you don't really need an aircraft carrier. You could just get like a super yacht and do it.
No, I want it to be a bunch of tea, man. I want to
well, like all the tea?
He wants to be all the tea.
By the time I'm done, I want the water to look like you.
I mean, in some parts of the UK it already does, to be fair.
Lindsay says,
I've sailed into Cardiff, mate. Jesus Christ. Water's bloody thick brown. They look like gravy.
I feel like, people are asking me why. I feel like in order to kick off Brexit properly. No, listen to me. We started the revolution over here with throwing tea in the water. That guy's got you pissed off enough to act. So if we go over there, throw some fucking tea in the water, maybe you guys will get shit done.
Well, surely it should be us doing a little quick sail over the channel and dumping a bunch of bagels or something into the channel.
Well, again, it should be, but I'm trying to motivate y'all.
Or Belgian chocolate.
Yeah. Maybe even invite some of the people, some of the English people to come on and help you dump it.
Yeah, like this is how you start a revolution. Push.
do you know how many members of staff you're gonna need to operate that carrier? How much you'll need?
I need 4 people.
You'll need more than 4.
I need 4. I've seen it done in movies. You can take over a whole ship with like 4 people.
You know you can't, right? Especially an aircraft carrier.
Look, it's been done in movies. You can't argue with me. I've seen it. Lindsay says, "Why toss microwaves in there too? Just to be a dick."
Yeah, because they if you mention you heat your water for tea or coffee in the microwave, the English get all crazy.
Well, why not a cargo ship? Because you can pilot a cargo ship with a crew of about 15 to 20 people.
Because I want an aircraft carrier.
Are you gonna have aircraft?
No, I'm gonna have tea. Weren't you listening to my story?
Cargo ship.
But I want it to be on an aircraft carrier.
But why an aircraft carrier?
Because
they're badass. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, been on one.
They're beautiful and they're giant.
Well, I don't think that they're beautiful.
They are. What do you mean?
They're big, slow, poor defense pieces of shit.
No, you know what? You know when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm going to be out in the water on my ship, safe.
Unless one gets on board.
How are they going to get on board? I'm be out in the they can't
you
swim.
you got to come alongside at some point, dude, to refuel and restore your ship.
No, it'll be a nuclear class. I don't need to refuel.
The J-Kid says, why are we questioning this plan with logic?
J-Kid, that is my favorite part of when I come up with these plans.
Then? Yeah, food, all that shit.
I'm going to do just like on 7 Days to Die. I'm going to plant.
You're going to create a garden on the flight deck?
Yes.
It might be a bit difficult doing that out at sea.
Why? I'm not going to be that far out at sea.
Well, you've got to come across the pond to get to the UK.
Well, that's just that now. Okay, yeah. For the tea part, yes. But then I'm going to come back. I'm going to park off the coast and just live there.
Come to anchor.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I feel like this could work.
I feel like you're going to spend a bloody lot of money.
I'm going to be rich. It's okay.
Like you have to be mega, mega, mega rich.
Yeah. I don't want to just be kind of rich. I want to be mega, mega rich.
If you're going to do it all the way.
That's right. Go big or go home, man.
So presumably you are going to like hire pilots and stuff like that, yeah, to, pull into, the UK. Where you going, Portsmouth? Or are you going to try and go down the Thames?
We're going to come up alongside near the bottom somewhere.
All right.
I don't know what your country's called in different parts. I know London's there somewhere. Scotland's close.
We're American, man. We're lucky to be able to even point out where the UK is.
Mm-hmm.
I know where you guys are, but I don't know where like Portsmouthshire is.
Portsmouth, which is in Hampshire.
In Hampshire?
In Hampshire, yeah. Well, Hampshire.
Hampshire, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the names of all your cities and stuff. I've never studied your maps. So what I'm going to I don't even need that because I'm not actually going to pull
I'm not going back to Portsmouth, Prosper. I don't care how much tea he plans to dump down there. I'm not going back there.
It's in Portsmouth as the arrow flies.
For God's sake.
Bear, I love you.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
There's
why two microwaves, by the way? Like you're super mega rich. You could afford an aircraft carrier. You could at least like drop a few more than just two.
I don't want to waste that many. I don't want to pollute your water.
But you're polluting it with tea.
You admit that tea is a pollutant. You shouldn't drink it. You heard it here first.
Oh, by the way, are you dropping tea bags or are you dropping like the actual tea?
I am dropping instant tea.
So tea bags then?
No. This is when
tea.
people make tea and then they dehydrate it and they put it into a jar and you just put more water in it to rehydrate it.
Yeah.
It's the nasty stuff.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Do you not have that over there, Bear? Probably don't.
We probably do.
I don't know. You guys are serious about your tea, but over here you can buy like Nestea is a big supplier of that. You get a big jar of it. You
powdered tea. Why would you even bother?
Yeah,
they're just to be an ass. They have. I bet you could get the cannons fitted to fire the tea. That could be cool. Anyway,
can you just do a quick aircraft like drop over my house with some actual tea, please?
No, we're gonna send Monkey Team 6 in to extract you and your family.
That sounds good to me.
And bring you back to the States with us.
I don't want to live on a carrier though.
No,
I know what life on a ship is like. Like I'm not.
We'll give you a dinghy so you can go to shore.
Don't give me a dinghy. Give me a proper seaboat.
Well, I spent all my money on the aircraft carrier. How rich do you think I am?
I assume that the weapons are active.
Of course,
most aircraft carriers are only armed with CIWS, but
I don't think you can. Yeah, their armament's not the greatest. That's what the planes are for.
Well, and destroyers. I mean, they're generally part of the carrier group to defend it.
Yeah, well, you have the destroyers. All of the other ships have. Plus, you have the submarines. Don't forget those guys.
Yep.
If I wasn't afraid of submarines, I'd get one of those instead because those are cool.
I've been inside a submarine as well. It's unpleasant.
Monkey Team 6. That's right, Demon Man. I'm gonna have my whole. I'm gonna have my own military. It's gonna be the USS Monkey.
It's funny. You're talking about carriers and stuff. Like in a carrier group, What it is the carrier is surrounded by like 4 to 6 frigates, which are your anti-submarine ships and anti-surface ships. And then on the outer group of them, you have destroyers. And what destroyers are supposed to do is they're the long range aircraft warning. Like destroyers are designed to take out air for the most part. I mean, they can do other stuff as well, obviously, but like that's their primary thing. And what they're supposed to do in like a proper war scenario is to do the ship equivalent of diving in front of missiles and stuff, so the carrier doesn't get hit. And I remember being told when I was serving, it's like, right, in a all-out war scenario with Russia, a Type 42 Batch 3 destroyer, so that's what I served on, would have 3 minutes survival time.
Jesus.
I'm like, get up, 3 minutes! I was like, I can't run to the top deck and put on my survival suit that quick.
You better.
I mean, I was very quick at putting the survival suit on, but I can't get up to the top deck in a wartime scenario, opening all them doors and shit.
Well, you might if you didn't have that big booty.
You leave my ass alone. All right.
Oh, please, somebody cut that one. Oh, at any rate, as much fun as I'm starting to have here, we're past time. We're past it, folks. See what happens when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody in the chat for coming out. Thanks for those that were able to go a little step further and donate. I do appreciate you. I say it every time, and I'll say it again. I can't do this without you. You know, without you, there'd be no channel here. Thank you, Bear, as always. Anything you want to shout out?
I've not really made any videos.
Well, lazy.
Yeah, I know. Well, there was a side project thing that took me ages to do yesterday that I'm doing for another YouTuber to be a part of his video. But I'll shoot it again because now it's monetized. I did a video on parents that basically aren't trying to take responsibility for their own children, how their kids are quote unquote getting addicted. And I looked at a few stories where like the kids were stealing money from their parents and stuff. Take a look at the video, guys. I know a couple of you already watched it, but go watch it again because it's monetized now. I want some money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Monkey, always a pleasure. Always
Indeed.
good when you could show up. Anything you want to shout out?
I will be on Satsu's channel tonight for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's it.
There you go. There you go. And I will probably start work tonight on episode 3 of Redneck Trek, so that it'll be ready by Sunday. So
Sunday.
We're as far as I know, we're still looking at about a 5:30 premiere time, because that seemed to work. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But until then, watch for this stream comes Saturday, 2:30 EST for the next episode of Redneck Radio. And as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.